A huge mood to the herd, and welcome to episode 9 of our Automation Empire playthrough. So in between episodes, I've done a little bit of work. We were taking a lot of time to get our tonnage up, which meant we wouldn't be able to unlock things, and it just meant that we had a couple of episodes where nothing much happened. So I've let the game run for a little bit. And got a few changes done. So the first thing is our factory over here. As you can see, I've now added a heck of a lot more of the refiners in. So we have 12 refiners. They're being fed coal ore, and they are outputting that coal into our crate makers. I've got 4 crate makers, and they are coming in, and once the coal is being made, it's being delivered onto these claw train tracks. And they are now moving out towards the 4 different bays. One of the other things I've done is I've, as you can see, moved the road. So instead of it going in a straight line, we now go round the corner and into this tunnel here. So I now have 4 pit stops in place, 4 claw train tracks delivering our coal. The other thing you may notice is all of this minecart track at different heights. This is basically picking up coal ore from these 3 mining rigs here and also these 3 here. The other thing I've done is I've just left our iron production running here, and that's feeding our research. And we've now got 356,000. I'm just going to claim those so we've got a bit more. What this resulted in is the fact that now I have enough research and unlocks to unlock the crate gate and the claw track truck loader. This is what we wanted, because as it stands at the moment, we're doing 4,140 kilograms per 3-month record, which is not too bad. But if we want to unlock some of the other things in here, so for instance the combiner, I'm going to need 6,000 tonnage being delivered. If I want to use these remote connectors, that's 9,000. The oil rig is 12,000 and 8,000 for the freight train. And then we get into the cargo rocket, and it's 22,000, and I think we need to do a lot more work on that. Things like the waterworks, we're going to need to do some gold research and get 11,000 kilograms, and then farming 15,000 kilograms and some oil, and finally 18,000 kilograms for the greenhouse and some grain meal as well. So our first step should be, now that we've got the crate gates and the truck loaders in place, is to get our truck loaders set up. And then it seems bad doing it at this time of the year, but fire all of our drones, because whilst they've provided a service, they've been incredibly inefficient, and it's been a bit of a nightmare. So let's go to our claw train truck loader and get that connected in first. So the first thing first is it doesn't quite line up here, so let me put this one in first and see how this works. So it goes in here, and now if I get our track, I'm gonna have to put an L bend in there, I think, there, and can I go that way? Yep. And that one goes there, you there. Why are you blocked? Why can't you build there? Is that because that drone's in the way? Well, you're the first to get fired, I'm afraid. Sorry. I feel quite bad. I'm sure I'll get over it though. Alright, so that like that. Right, so this track is now active. So I am going to remove my unloader here. I'm going to get rid of this lot here, a bit of coal wasted. And sorry, you 2 drones are fired. Alright, the other thing I'm going to do is pop one of these claw train crate gates down. Now, from what I've read on these, the idea is that it allows you to configure them so that it would only allow it to pass if a certain condition is thing. So if I get my claws coming in through here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drop-offs here. So we'll keep it at 6 for the time being, because I think these trucks can only take 6. But what I want is, I don't want my claw train going backwards and forwards with crates because there isn't a lorry here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one. So I don't want it to go back the way. So the arrow direction can be controlled here. So we don't want it to go back the way unless it has a maximum of 0 crates. Okay. So what that should do is, once the claws are here, it should stop them from leaving here until they've unloaded all their crates. And the same if we go to, I think this one's the outside track. Or is it the inside track? This is the inside track. So it's this one here. So we're just going here. We want the same thing here. We don't want this one leaving until it's got 6 crates picked up. So we want a full load and then it can go. So let me just move this. Yeah, so we're going to put our crate gate here. And we're going to say, right, we're going to change the direction. Oops, sorry. Change the direction on that one. What did I just change the direction on? Did I still... no, that's fine. That's the right way. And we want to say minimum of 6 crates. And the other thing to do is switch them on so that the indicators go from red. So this has to have a minimum of 6 crates. This has to have a maximum of 0 crates. Let's just verify that's the case. Yep. And now, if I unpause, you'll see this is going backwards and forwards. And it's now got 6 and it's allowed it to pass. Okay, and then our claw train's coming all the way around. That's strange. All the carts are on a different thing. So there's no truck here, but this is stopping it from leaving until it's unloaded. So we've made it a little bit more efficient. So we just need to wait for a truck to come through. And we've got plenty of trucks going around. Just need the trucks to be a bit faster. And we've got empty flatbed. Oh no, he's gone there. Oh, isn't that disappointing? We would have expected a truck to have come round by now. So, where are we? Are you going to be the one who gets round there? I want to see my truckloader work. It's taken us a long time to get here, and it would be really nice to just see it do its job. Oh, almost a little collision there. Come on, guys. Right, this is going to be the one that's going to park up. Now, what I have done is I have sped up the claw trains to maximum speed, so they're 50% faster. But I still think they're relatively slow. And there we go. You can see that the loader has now loaded that truck up very quickly, and it's on its way back. So, perfect. And this one is now going to sit here, wait for the track to come back, which should be on its return leg. And here it comes. And it's because it's got 6 crates on it, that means it's going to be a full load. So every time this loads up, it's perfectly fine. What I am going to do, because this has now confused it, is I'm going to switch the drones off. I should have switched them off because that's now going to be a problem. So I'm going to switch that off and allow it to pass. And then switch it back on again. Right. So we are going to, I think it's now time to get rid of all of the drones. So we'll pause the game and we'll get our truck loaders in place and see how this works out. See if it's more efficient. I've got plenty of cash. I do indeed. So that way, I think. And we'll get rid of all of this. Yeah, so let's get... I've only got the 4, so it shouldn't take too long. You there. And you there. Whoop, missed. Come on. There we go. That one there. We'll put our crate gate on. And we'll pop that there. And is that going the right direction? Yep. Again, maximum 0 crates, switch you on. And we'll get this one done as well. Get rid of all these unloading bays. Pull that back. And pop claw train track. Which one's that one better? That way? Yeah, I think so. And then like that. Again, same with our crate gate. Is there enough capacity? Yeah, should be. Maximum 0, switch you on, and our final one is just here. Drill this back a bit. Get rid of all of this. And right, so another drone, unfortunately, no longer required. And we'll take that. Oops, just one too far. Oop, that's the big slopey one. And connect that in there, and we'll pop another crate gate in. Maximum 0, switch you on. And the thing I do is switch these bays off for drone priority, because we don't want actually the drones picking up or delivering from there. So that just leaves us setting up our crate gates on this. So again, we'll just pop them in a nice line. Actually, that's too far away. I want them to be closer to here so they don't have to travel that far. So this one should be enough space. Change the direction on you. Minimum 6 crates, switch you on. And same with this one. Hopefully that's enough space. Right direction. Minimum 6 crates, switch you on. And finally this one. Switch you on. Minimum of 6 crates. So let's unpause. Excuse me. Right, so that's waiting for that. And there's got to be another crate through here. Now, I do think I have a problem in that I think the claws are in the wrong place. Will that allow it pass? Let's find out. Yep, it will. Oh, great. Okay, so that one's fine. And now... Alright, why aren't you unloading? This is interesting. This truck is not unloading for some reason. Is it because there is drone traffic? Possibly. Let's save some power and get rid of the drones. Nothing against them. They worked effectively at the start, but they're no good to us now. Right, is everything still powered? Let's find out. Looks like it is. Yep, so for some reason these are kind of stuck. So let's switch the crate gate off and see what happens. The same with this one. It seems to be stuck, so switch you off. And this one as well. I think there must have been some confusion when it's assigned drones to deliver stuff, but they're not there. So let's see what happens. It's also possible that... Oh no. Right, so unload, unload. Right, so that should then clear that one. Unload, unload. So that one should clear that one. So I should be able to switch this crate back on. And that hasn't fully unloaded yet. Switch this one on and see what happens. And for some reason this... why isn't this one moving? I seem to be missing some claws. For this one. That would be white. So there we go. 6 claws. There seems to be a... we'll call it a quirk, shall we? Right. Let's pause. The easiest thing to do is we'll remove all the claws from all the track. Okay, and we will go in here, add 6 in there, six in here, 6 in there, and 6 in there. Okay, and unpause and see if we can unbreak this. Alright, so still waiting for... oh, okay, I can see the problem there. We should be able to fix it if I do a claw train stop there, there, there. Right. Just in case I get stuck. Same with this one. There, 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 there. Okay. And... it's still not unloading. Yeah, this must be something glitchy going on here. Right. Let's pause it here. I'm just going to check, see if we can find the bug, and I'll be right back. And welcome back. So, having a look at the problem, it's pretty obvious when you focus on it. The claw trains needed to go a bit further to unload, much in the same way as the minecarts need to go further to meet their drop-off points. So I've got these pretty ugly extensions on place, but it does mean that it will be able to drop things off more effectively. So I'll just make sure all my crate gates are on. That one's on, that one's on, that one's on, and that one's on. So we should see our trucks unloading a bit more effectively now. And hopefully our tonnage for the month will start to go up as we get that done. So yeah, so that's unloading quite nicely now. This one we're waiting for it to come. Here it comes. This is waiting for 1, so I might turn that crate gate off until it's loaded up that last one, so we can get a 6 done. Wait, here it comes. Now this is getting to be quite messy and quite ugly, so I think we're going to have to start thinking about getting things tidied up a bit more, maybe get some more production in place. These claw trains are good, but I think the amount of distance that they're actually travelling is going to be a problem. As you can see, it takes a long time for the claw train, even with the full speed upgrade, to get to the trucks, and the trucks are sitting there waiting. And whilst they're more efficient than the drones at loading up, you know, it can drop 6 crates down and off it goes. It's no good if I've got like crates sitting here waiting to be shipped. If trucks are sitting there. Right, this needs another piece of track on it to get that last one out. Is that enough? I think hopefully it should be. Yep, there we go. Also, obviously, if I put these in as loops, then we don't have this problem of them overrunning. So we will have to start thinking about how to make the claw trains more efficient, because it's a bit clunky at the moment, but it does seem to be working. Now we were on 4,100 and something at the start of this episode, so it'll be interesting to see once this month is done whether we get an increase in the amount of coal we're shipping. And if we do, then that's brilliant, because we can then start looking at increasing the amount of refiners that we've got going, trying to get more tonnage out. But I do think we're going to have to, well, I think we need to look at these two here. So the combiner and the remote connectors. So we need to get up to 9,000 kilos. So with the combiner, we're only just under 2,000 short of getting that. And we're about just under 5,000 short for getting that. So we are going to need to up our output. How are we doing on that? We're still, I think this month's going to be a bit lower. So how we're doing with research. Let's claim those research points because we're going to need to start getting a lot more of that. And our little iron smeltery is doing pretty nicely. I think it's time to start moving off of our little island here. I'm also not happy with the roads because at the moment we've got one big road. So trucks come in here at a set pace. They then move round. Bing, bing, bing. So I think if we put more roads in, we could probably make more things more effective. I would like to get to trains. How much is trains? We'll need steel plates, so we're going to need combiners, and we need gold. Now, I was scouting the map earlier, and I did find over here, we've got a couple of patches of coal, a couple of patches of iron, and a couple of patches of gold. So what we could do is, considering I don't really need, let me just double check, do I need any coal and iron unlocks? So that requires gold, oil, grain mill, steel plates, gold fuel, capacitors, ethanol, steel plates, gold. So I think what we can do is we're getting to plenty of points right now, but I think what we should focus on doing is taking this little gold patch here and moving our research function over here. So we can start researching the gold, which will give us an unlock for the freight train, and also, what else we got? Is there anything else that requires that? And the waterworks. So if I can get those two researched, then that will make things great, because I think the freight train could be quite a good thing. From what I read, it says connect to this planet's underground railroad network and bring freight trains through your colony as a highly efficient method to sell your resources. Rather than receiving crates, freight trains receive resources via loader silos. These silos can be loaded via mine carts. Now that is brilliant, because at the moment what we've got is we've got refiners, they're outputting crates, we need crates put in, blah 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 blah, when what we could be doing is having like big tanks of minerals go to one of those loader silos and just pump in there, so we're not having to rely on claw trains and things like that. So I think freight trains will be our goal to up our tonnage, but before I can do that, I'm going to need to get the combiner unlocked and these remote connectors. And again, from what I've read, these should make moving things around inside the factory a bit easier. Not quite sure on them yet, but we'll have a play around with them. So this is going to be the keep on clicking off, the first full month, and as it shows at the moment, we're doing pretty good. We're 2,640, about halfway through. Lots more trucks moving around. We do seem to be... Yeah, these claw trains are great, but they are travelling a fair distance, so the trucks are spending a long time just sitting there doing not much. So, I think two priorities for our next episode will be to reorganise this factory here, so that the claw trains are having less distance to travel. Start our research moving over to here to start researching gold, so that we can make some progress towards our freight train. And we'll probably want to up our production as well. So it might not be a bad idea to expand this factory. work on my coal setup. So I've got two coal points here, and I'm pretty sure we can make these a little bit more efficient. I wonder if I can make this more efficient. I wonder if I could go, if this is a triangle, if I put a pipe here, how big's these? Yeah, that might work. The problem is it wouldn't line up with this one. I was wondering if I could put a big storage container here so that they all fed into one, and then I've only got one loader to worry about. And the fact there's so many loops in this track, we need to streamline that. Okay, well, I think we're in a good place to leave this. We've got our truck loaders running. They're making things a bit more efficient, and still not putting as much weight through. And I think the best way to do that is to increase our production. So we'll need to upgrade this factory, and that would probably mean deleting it and starting again. Reduce the amount of time our claw train trucks are, or claw trains are running, so they've got less distance to go, which means our trucks are waiting less time. Think about maybe having multiple roads so we can get more trucks running on that, and see if we can clean up our coal, or so that we can bring more in more effectively and produce more, and then work towards the big unlock, which will be the freight train. Because I think, again, much in the same way as the truck loaders making things more efficient, I think the freight train can do the same. But before that, we need the combiner and we need the remote connectors. So until then, I wish you a good day. I hope you will join me again. Until then, bye.